Hello, hello. Salve, salve. How's it going? How are you, folks? How's it going? How are you? How are you? How are you? Can you hear me well? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Eduardo, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Happy you joined. Hey, Adel. Hey, Viewer Mart. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How's everyone? Nice, 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 nice. Mm, 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 mm. How is it going? Okay, let me actually double check this here. Sorry, a bit of chaos here today. I'm a bit all over the place. I hope you all had a good week. Hope you're all doing fine. I'm from Germany, from Berlin. Where are you from? I'm from Berlin, Germany. Did you hear what I said? You're from Brazil. Which area specifically? My grandpa, so my ancestors are Hungarian. Are you Hungarian? Hey Dodo, how's it going? How are you? I've been drawing for around about 10 years, 11 years now, I would say. Approximately. And you? You want to do an exchange program to Germany? That's nice. Have you ever been to Germany? Sorry. Hey Krishna, how's it going? I just asked if you ever have been to Germany. Sorry, if I'm too quiet, then just let me know. But it's also probably because I have to go very close to the microphone, so the sound is relatively good. Architecture? I don't know. My mood haven't swinged to architecture for a while, so I'm not really sure if I can say yes to this. Do you think that an artist and its artwork should be seen as same, or do you feel like art should be seen kind of separately? I think artists do not need to reflect their artwork, because I think if you see me on the street, you wouldn't necessarily think that I'm an artist. But that can go hand in hand. I think that it comes also to the core of what is an artist and like how does someone express themselves, right? Like a lot of people like to express themselves. So, but I think there's no necessary, if that's your question. Also, by the way, I'm just doing a quick warm-up drawing. I was video editing half of the day and recording. Also, I had to take care of some feedback from my students, so I didn't do any drawing. That's kind of like the first drawing today, so that's why I felt like drawing in a sketchbook is pretty chill. Is this hat a cigarette? That's a really cool idea, Power Cake. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I should draw that. It's a much better idea. The sketchbook is relatively small, So, hey Venom, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? The sketchbook is relatively small, so you see like the drawings is like smaller than my finger. But this is kind of like it's kind of like a long sketchbook. It's really cool. I just like it to draw, do my doodles in here, especially for warming up. It's really nice. Also, I paint in it sometimes. The pipette, yes. I think I drew it. I drew it in a cafe a few days ago. My reasoning being that while an artwork may represent a part of all artists, doesn't represent all of. Yeah. Hey Rafa, how's it going? I'm good, how are you? Greetings back to Brazil. Thank you so much, I really appreciate the words. I hope you're drawing as well. Yeah, small sketchbooks are really fun, but they can also be super daunting, especially if you don't have like a good feeling for size. Because my problem is that I had always the tendency to draw too small, and I actually needed to draw bigger. And then if you buy a small sketchbook, then it's actually not so ideal. Literally just freestyling. Thank you so much, Fire. Thank you so much for letting me know. I always questioning if my content is good enough. But I'm also doing this for years already, so. But it's really nice to hear that. So whenever any one of you started to draw, I would always recommend do a fast drawing, do a quick drawing, like just do something to get loose. It's really to activate creativity. No expectations. If anyone has questions, please just ask. My problem often ends up being making faces too big and the hair. Throw up random post, drawing with a crayon, trashy notebook. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I feel like drawing hair really gets overcomplicated because it's really, really easy. But I also realized by teaching it that it's sometimes easier said than done. Sometimes you just need to go through the repetitions before you really learn it. The thing for me here, for example, I don't think, right? Like right now, I'm not thinking. I'm just adding random things, like just breaking the silhouette here and there, adding contrast. Thinking about where I could make things interesting in terms of rhythm. Obviously, I'm also following some design principles. If you think about, you don't want to make all the things the same size, you kind of like want to break this also partly. Like here, for example, I can make a big one. But these are the things that you also need to learn. Like either way, you learn it on a more pragmatic approach, or you just learn it by drawing and creating a lot different things. Any tips on how to expand my visual library? I feel like just doing observation drawing isn't enough. I get stuck when it comes to creating a study on my own. Force yourself every day to draw one thing that you haven't drawn before, I think is really good. You can also write yourself a list if you want to. You write yourself a list of things that you never drew before, and then you just really stupidly follow that list. Janusz, the drawing you're currently on, it's from imagination. Yo, it's all from imagination. Hey, Youngmin Ko, thank you for the sub. Really appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate the follow. Is that why you draw so many hats? To avoid hair? No, I'm not afraid of hair. The opposite. For me, like, hair gets so easy. I have the tendency to hide a lot with hair. But I'm actually drawing hats right now because somehow there's some sort of fascination for hats. And I also I feel like there's so many things that I can explore, like so many stupid things I can do. And I just want to continue that until I get bored, For me, when it comes to topic, I squeeze the lemon so long until there's no juice in it for me anymore, if that makes sense. Looks like a cow suit. Krishna, was that last thing a question? The only thing is I need to hold this here with my left hand. But we're moving to bigger paper soon. No. Somebody was asking how to improve visual library. Okay. All right. Let me check the chat. Okay. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, if there's anything you want to know or anything, just feel free to ask. Do you have any favorites? What do you mean with favorites? Proud artwork. Unfortunately, I would say no. So for me, I'm always very, very strict with myself, you know. And whenever I look at stuff, I feel like there's always so much that can be improved. And I'm a lot of time just seeing mistakes when I look at my own stuff. Also looking at all the professional work I've done, you know, for companies. But I want to say that the way I think and the way I draw changed over the past 2 years a lot. But also because I spent a big amount of time of just thinking about different ways of drawing, different approaches of coming up with ideas and drawings and all that. So I don't want to say proud, but I'm happy where it's going. Let's say it like this. So give me another 10 years. Maybe then I can answer this. How's it for you? Hey Proco, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I love your videos, by the way. Big inspiration for all my education content. Really appreciate it. Do you wear hats? I wish I would wear hats, to be honest. The thing is, I'm the least fashionable person you can meet. I'm literally the dude who just always have jeans and black t-shirt on. Yeah. So. It will always feel like it? Well, I guess, yeah, it's probably the wish thinking of wanted to create as much as possible, I guess. But it's also, I think it's kind of like this, like you're getting older, like you're getting more mature of the whole art process and thinking about like, okay, what do I want to create? But ja. Hey Pablo, wie geht's dir? Ich wusste gar nicht, dass du da bist. Yeah, please don't feel flattered. I really love the Proco content. So again, from my beginnings of YouTube, like 5 years ago, I was always like looking, okay, how can I, as a German who barely speaks English, can communicate the things I want to communicate as well as Proco. So yeah, you earned that. You started to draw at 28, right? You improved so much in 10 years, but was there doubt in your skill or talent at the beginning? What gave you the determination to keep on going? That's a really good question. So I think I can be very thick-headed when I put something in my head. I also approached learning art more like training, more like sport, because I have this like American football background where we would have had to train every week a lot. So that was mostly like my approach. I just knew I'm shitty. I mean, excuse my language, but that really was like it was. I knew I'm shitty, and I just need to go through that, and it will at least take me 5 years. So, and it also didn't matter for me because I think I just believed in myself a lot, and I know that a lot of people struggle with that self-belief. But at the end, if you just enjoy what you do and you always focus on what it is that you want, then there's nothing that can go wrong, in my opinion. But I mean, also saying that from when I started my art journey, a year before, I tried to get into college in the States to play football, So, and I didn't get in. So there was kind of like a dream that didn't came true for me. And it was more of like, you're just not good enough, So, but yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question. But it, like, again, I just saw a Feng Zhu video, and Feng Zhu was just, the Feng Zhu video just inspired me like, hey, there's something like concept art, like that kind of like made me start feeling like, okay, what can I do? I would never thought I would work in games. I never thought I would work in movies. This is like, it's also kind of like you don't want to think about this too much. I believe you just want to focus on the task at hand. Because if you know everything that will happen to you, it's kind of boring, right? So, yeah. The honest feedback loop for yourself and the realistic plan for studying is the right way to approach it. Yeah, I think it's also really depending on the influence and the surrounding you have in a way. Because being an artist, it's kind of like the most egotistic thing you can do. Because you just think about art and you just want to do that for a living, and yeah, it's kind of like you decide, hey, I become an artist, and then like everything is around that. But you kind of don't want to lose your feet to the ground in a way, because the world's around you and everything else kind of like has so much impact and makes actually you as an artist. Like it makes your experience, your style, it has so much that adds to that, right? Yeah. I'm just thinking like, yeah. Hey Mario, welcome to stream. How you doing? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I draw daily with straight ink since August and I'm addicted. Yes, good job. I love that. Thank you so much. You know, every time every one of you says that you like the drawings, I really, really appreciate it. Like sometimes I'm sitting here, I'm like, what am I doing? And I just post it, and then I just hope that anyone is kind of like a little bit inspired to also just grab the pen, you know. I like the mindset of learning art like any sport. One would never expect one itself to play like a pro from beginning, yeah. I blame our poor art education not encouraging more students to do art like sport. Yeah, I think yes, I agree. Also, I think it works only for a certain amount of people, right? Because I can imagine that there are people who are not into sport or they don't just like the character training arc mindset of making art. And because at the end they need to motivate themselves, right, to do it. So yeah. But there's definitely like I'm absolutely grateful and thankful for finding American football in Germany. You can believe that this is like super rare, especially like I was 10 years old, little chubby kid, and I learned so much about discipline. I learned about team sport. I learned about training to work on something, to be in the snow, like -degree playing football because you love it, like following a passion, you know. I think following a passion is also something that you kind of like, you just need to learn, you know, like you need to learn that. It's not easy, really not easy. Gotta head out for now, but I wanted to hop in a second while you're live. Thank you. Hey, thanks. Whoever is there, if Stan is there or whoever is running the Proco TV, I really appreciate you coming here, and that really motivated me to keep on going. So thank you so much for letting me know that you're here. I really appreciate it, and have an awesome day. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I think that it's not for everyone to treat art like sport, but it's totally fine. It's totally fine. This, like, you know, when I was 16, my mother had a burnout, and she was working in a lawyer's firm, and she decided to quit it all. And at some point, she figured out she wanted to become an artist. And when she was 40, and I probably told the story many, many times, she decided to become an artist, a painter. And for me, as a stupid teenager, I never really realized what happened in that moment, you know? Like, I was just surrounded by it. And she was such fire and flame for art, and started to really, like, observe, like, literally soak everything in she found about her favorite artist. She would start to paint at home. Like, we would be surrounded by it. We would go to museums. I would sit as a life drawing model, you know, like, I don't even remember. I think she gave me like $10 or something for sitting there. And I was looking at the art of other people who would try to really get good at doing portraits. And I had like no emotion. And she would ask me like, hey, what do you think about it? Like, what's your impression? And you would talk to people, and you would start to like look at it and maybe get a sense for it. And I would learn that there are these type of artists who, and it sounds very cliche, they drink coffee all day, smoke cigarettes, and then they sit like 30 minutes in front of the easel, then they contemplate, and then they do like 4 strokes or something. then they get another cigarette, and then they do that on a loop. And it works for them, and they create the most amazing art. And I think we need everyone. We need those people, and we need also people who treat art like sport, and we need also people who have other methods on that. So, yeah. Because like we do not all love ketchup and mayo, right? Some people like mustard, and some people like Tabasco sauce. Did you ever pursue any other careers besides art? If so, when did you realize you wanted to go all in on art? I didn't answer today. So I pursued management. So I tried to play football in the States, American football, because I was playing it as a teenager here in Germany. And I was kind of like doing that with a lot of passion. And when I came back, I studied management for almost 2 years, I think. But then I realized I wasn't really happy. So I stopped doing that. And then I was very, very unhappy. I played a lot of video games. And my brother was studying 3D animation. He works in movies. And I was like, hey, this is kind of cool what he's doing, but I don't want to do animation. And then I was just researching, you know. And then I was just following that. Very, very enthusiastic and full of like this whole world that you can discover, you know. Even the switch for me from doing studio work every day digital to doing like drawings every day now. That's also a new world for me that I discovered, by the way, you know, like that didn't start it that way. Okay, let's switch to a bigger format. We have another double page, kind of full, like this. I mean, technically, I could squeeze some stuff in here, but also sometimes I just like to keep it clean. Let's move over to some paper, some bigger paper. Are you using reference? How do you come up with these textures? I don't use reference at the moment. Also for these I didn't use references. I kind of like mixed things from what I would know and things I've seen, and sometimes just trying. So for example, the example with eyes in the head, like I've been drawing heads for the past 4 weeks, I would say, every day. And I was asking myself, why do I draw heads so much right now? Again, I don't wear hats. I'm not a fashionable person, but somehow something about it is so interesting. And then sometimes in a random moment when, I don't know, I make myself an espresso or something, I think about like, how about a head would look with eyes, you know, full of eyes. And I wouldn't draw it right away. I would just think about it. And then at some point I would just draw it. Or I would at least try to draw it, you know? I'm not really sure about what it is that comes out. So I'm just trying. I feel like also some people mention Law from One Piece in terms of like texture. I watched so many One Piece episodes, and Law is probably one of the coolest characters. So this also has probably a reason why I draw this texture. But in terms of like how to communicate this, it's just about trying, obviously exploring the medium, but also knowing, right? I know how to communicate a form change when I paint something, right? I know how value change works. I know how that and with color works. So that's kind of like the basic principle I'm using when I draw. I'm thinking about that. And if you have trouble with that, start with a reference, right? Like no one would say that reference are wrong in any case. I've been forced to be an engineer, but I'm just going to end up failing the semester. Oh, Krishna. Oh no. We all have been there. You know. We all have been there. I wish you. I would say I wish that you find the way to do the thing that you want to do. Really, because nothing else matters. And if anyone says you should do the opposite, just do not listen to them, because at the end you are living your life by yourself, you know, and you deserve to live the life the way you want. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Do you have any personal project in mind? What would you like to do in the future, or any focus on the job, teaching, YouTube, of course? So right now, what I'm doing, I develop a Kickstarter for the first book of my sketches, and I already sent it out, everything for the prototype. So it's in the printing already. I got the email today that it's in the printing. Everything was communicated with the company who's doing the printing. I'm really looking forward to how the results look, and if I like the result and there are no changes to be needed, I will start and share the Kickstarter. And then I probably also will draw we'll draw a lot for the Kickstarter to let people know. That's kind of like my next project, or my main project at the moment. And besides, like, the end of the year for my students are always kind of like wrapping up things, also planning up the next year ahead, right? Because some of them, they're going to apply for jobs next year, and some of them are really working a lot, putting a lot of time into their portfolio projects and everything. So I'm just making sure I need to wrap up everything for all the students and make sure everyone knows what to do over the holidays as well. And and besides that, of course, I want to grow YouTube. Like, I want to continue teaching. I love teaching. And the awesome thing about YouTube is you decide the content you do, and I really just follow the way I'm doing it. Like, if you look through all the videos I've produced, like, there wasn't like big of consistency, which is also kind of like a personal thing in a way, you know. Maybe it's not so good, but that's kind of like the way I am. Like, I don't like to make too much of the similar content all the time, unless it's like interesting for me and it works for me. So yeah, but thanks for asking. How about you, Byra? How about you? Any personal projects? People are free to approach art however they feel gives meaning. Absolutely. But I agree with people who think suffering is yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, like, of course, you don't need to suffer, right? And also, you don't need to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, put your face into ice water, and run around 10 kilometers before you do anything on the day. So, absolutely, I agree. I agree. Anyways, I take my leave now. I want to read a couple of mangas which are artistically inspiration. It was great seeing and hearing you. Thank you for stepping by, Krishna. I hope you have a lot of joy reading the mangas. Would you be so kind to let us know what mangas you're reading for the people who also need some inspiration to read? Okay, let me actually also start the next drawing. Okay. Hey, Doom, how's it going? Happy you caught the stream. How are you today? Is that actually clear? Wait, I need to make sure that this is focused here. Is it? Yes, okay. Vagabond, nice. And One Punch Man, nice. Yeah, you said that last time. High school is troublesome, yeah, I believe so. You're doing art as a hobby. Awesome, awesome. Good hobby, if you ask me. I wish I would have started also with this earlier. But nothing you can do about that. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot that I'm live. It's so funny. Whenever you go into drawing mode and then you just start to focus on going into your head. I don't know if it's for any of you like this. I'm completely lost. I completely forget what's about me around me. Hey Artsy, welcome to stream. How are you doing? I have to spread myself thin with different mediums. Okay. To be honest, I kind of enjoy because it's my last year and I'm not fully focused because my mind is occupied with a lot of stuff. Like my looks and what I want to relationship. Okay, yeah, of course. Important things, right? Also, I think you, that time, that high school time is the time where you change a lot as a person and your personality really develops. I'm sleep very tired. Also good stuff, Janusz. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Where are you located, Artsy? Yeah, I love art since childhood. Nice. That's totally cool. That's totally cool. That's absolutely cool. It's also not as easy depending on what you do, right? Because if you, and I just learned that working in a studio as a designer or as a concept artist, you're always providing a service, right? So you always like focus on problem solving. But if you go into fine art or you go into like being an independent artist, it's a completely different ball game. So it's like it's far than easy. Nice. Nice, you're from India. Which area in India? Mumbai. Ooh, nice. Man, being adult kind of sucks, not gonna lie. You know, yeah, to be real. I mean, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, you know? But thanks for that. Oh my goodness. True. Haven't blown up on YouTube yet though. Ah, okay. You know, just continue making videos. Like chasing to blow up on YouTube is probably the worst thing you can do, because it's you just get, how you say, you just get depressed if it's not going, you know, if you kind of like chasing like the next video will be. I think that is really bad game to play. Just focusing on making videos. If you like making videos, just focusing, having fun, you know, because it's such a long run. There are a few exceptions where people start to make videos and they make like 1 or 2 videos and they blow up, and that's good and they deserve it because they have something that they can offer. For me, I don't know, I produced, I don't even know the number, 300, 400 videos over the past 5 years, 6 years. And for me, it was always like, it was always a grind, but a positive grind. And I still love making videos and I still love streaming and I do love all that. And that's the only reason, you know? So don't even think about it. That's the only thing that I can tell you. Hey Ned, I hope you're doing all right. I hope nothing bad is going on. Healing energy sending to you. Hey Quiet Papa, welcome to the stream. Adulting sucks. Why investing is highly important. You sound like my dad. Also, I don't think there's so much concept artwork in Hungary since we don't have really studios like for games. Yeah, but there's like so many remote options these days. And also sometimes moving abroad can also be a great experience. That's Artsy, that's amazing. Just have fun, you know, just focus and have fun. Oh, my pen always dries when I start talking to you folks. Not focusing on this. Oh no. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. Sleep well, Artsy. Yeah, likewise. And thank you so much. Hey Charmaine, how are you doing today? How are you holding up today? Did you have a good day? What's with the ice hat, by the way? I don't know. I just had the thought of hats with ice. Actually, I was going to a supermarket and there was a dude walking past me and he had like a weird hat with overlapping, and it was like the overlapping was staring at me, and that was the moment the ideas with the hat with eyes grew. And then I just needed to draw it. Yes, Proko was here. Yeah, Proko was here. That's really insane. Also had the chance to say that that Proko is definitely one of my role models when it comes to educational content, art education content. So all boxes checked. Actually pretty good. At work today I had even had an artist in the office. We were talking about this virtual glass spray, discussing a project. Nice, that sounds cool. And how is your business going? How was my day? My day was pretty slow in a way. I don't know, like didn't sleep so well. And then yeah, your sister had to get up early, you know. And then I wasn't sure if I had to pick her up and stuff, so then some video editing, some student feedback, preparing everything for stream. So kind of like not so slow if I now think about it. But yeah, I can't complain, to be honest. What kind of sorcery did you summon? I don't know. I didn't do anything, I think. You're making waves? Yeah, probably if I jump into the pool, I'll make some. Which one do you enjoy more, black and white or color? I mean, I think I'm a sucker for black and white, if you ask me. But I still, I started to love color more. Like, since, I don't know. The thing is, I gotta ask why I start doing so much watercolor. And I know that my watercolors aren't, like really high level in a way. Which I like, because, of course, there's so much room to learn of it. But I also think that there is a variable that I can have mistakes in the process that makes the outcome so interesting. So the more and more I do it, the more and more I'm interested in doing it. And I actually prepared something for the stream, what I wanted to paint in watercolor today, but I'm not sure if we have the time. So I would just want to finish some drawing, and then if not, we do it another time. How about you, Byra? We can see in your shorts that you haven't slept well. Well, what can I say? But I definitely need to find a solution for my what is this pen dilemma. Because I still get messages every day. Maybe we really need to produce a pen. Come to the color side of the force. Why is it harder for me to draw from reference and easier to draw without? It's being intimidating. Is there any trick? Because probably when you look at the reference, I think first of all, it sounds like you go in with a certain expectation of the quality that comes out. So try to get rid of the expectation first, right? You draw because you like drawing, and you just do it because it's fun, and unless it's a gift or something, right? And sometimes there are some quality expectations, so you not fully can erase them, but try to just try to have less expectations. And then probably when you look at the reference, it could be that you look at the outside silhouette or the contour or the shapes, but you're not really thinking about what's happening in front of you on the reference. So you're not really thinking about the form, you're not thinking about proportion, you're not thinking about foreshortening and all that, you know? And when you draw from imagination, probably it's better because you're not that stiff, you know? It sounds like you have to loosen up. There is a reason why they say you need to be the most relaxed to be the most creative. But Charmaine, don't tell her I told you. Make your own pen first, and then people advertise it. Yeah, I was thinking about it, but then I need to make a good pen also, and then I need to draw with it. Or you say I need to make a fake pen that looks like this one. Well, then will people hate me, I guess. Yeah, I wish, Doom. I wish. It's very nice of you to say that. I'm better at black and white, but as you said, it's fun to see, to play with color and how to improve. Yeah, absolutely. It's also daunting in a way, but that's why the thing is, like, you just need to do these things like so much that it becomes like second nature, and then you don't think, and then maybe you don't care anymore, you know? And best case scenario, You get so loose and so relaxed. Charmaine, wie ist dein Business? Wie läuft's da? Wir haben uns lange nicht mehr gehört. Whenever I look at your art, it feels like, what? Scottam? This syndrome? You really seem to like eyes and round objects, do you? I guess so. Not sure what to answer to this. Kommst nicht voran? Warum kommst du nicht voran? Hast keine Zeit? Denk dran, immer kleine Schritte machen. Ist nicht schneller Progress ist nicht wichtig. Wichtig ist kleine Schritte jeden Tag. Das ist wichtig. Ich habe übrigens, als ich bei meinen Eltern war, das habe ich schon erzählt, als ich bei meinen Eltern war, hat dann meine Mutter gesagt so, ja, man müsste mal die hat basically deine Business-Idee erzählt. Und hat gesagt, ja, sowas müsste man eigentlich mal machen. Und da dachte ich so, lol, das ist genau das, was Charmaine letztens gesagt hat, was sie machen will. Community Space. Ich glaube, das ist wirklich eine gute Idee, Charmaine. I didn't know that Proko is a regular. He isn't. He just was here. I don't know if he was here before ever, but he was at least here and he said hi. He's the topic of the day. And I'm already excited to tell my girlfriend. Dein Businessplan fühlt sich wie eine große Bastelarbeit an. Wie jetzt, also im Denunziantentum, dass du im Sinne von, es klingt nach Quatsch als Konzept oder im Sinne von, es ist so viel, was zusammengebastelt werden muss, weil es nicht ganz klar ist. Vielleicht musst du auch einfach noch ein bisschen drüber nachdenken. Manchmal müssen Dinge auch ein bisschen marinieren, weißt du? Manche Ideen, die müssen halt erstmal so im Kopf Wasser, im Gehirn marinieren, bis sie so richtig ausgereift sind. Damn, Janusz, you should mentor about relationships. I don't think so. I think I'm not the easiest person to live with, to be honest. So also I think giving relationship advice is really hard. Also like giving good relationship advice also. It's happening again. What's happening? Ja, das alles aufzuschreiben ist, ich verstehe das, aber Charmin, die einzige Lösung ist wirklich die Sachen aufzuschreiben. Und das heißt auch nicht, du musst die Sachen ja auch nicht perfekt konkretisieren. Manchmal hilft es einfach, gezielt einfach anzufangen, jeden Gedanken, der irgendwie dazu kommt, aufzuschreiben. Und das auch über mehrere Wochen verteilt, weißt du? Und wenn du diese Gedanken immer noch hast, irgendwann wird das halt was ganz Konkretes. Aber du musst es halt du musst es halt einfach immer wieder raufschreiben, weil sonst vergisst du es. Und das wäre schade. Do you know if Baya has a channel? He's also a great style with his brush pen. Are you friends? I would. So first of all, yes, Baya is amazing. He's an amazing dude. I love Baya. He's not only a great artist, he's also a really cool dude. I don't know if I can like. I mean, I would love to call him my friend. I don't know if you would say that the same, because we don't see each other that much, but every time I see him, sun is shining. Let's say it like this. So he's definitely one I would always invite to a dinner or a party or whatever. He's such a kind, lovely soul, if you ask me. And he doesn't has a channel, but if you're ever in Berlin, he gives a brush pen workshop at Drink and Draw. I've took it myself once, so I can definitely recommend that, taking the brush pen workshop. And he's probably also busy, busy with the things he's doing on the side, because Baya is also one of these person who he's always doing he's doing other stuff, not only art. German is really scary. It's like spitting cold ice rather than words. Hatte am 27.11. mein erstes Community-Event. War super geplant, habe vieles auf die Beine gebracht, aber keiner war da. Ja, du weißt doch, wie es ist. Du weißt doch, wie das ist. Es gibt zwei Dinge. Es gibt einmal ein Produkt und es gibt Marketing. So, du kannst das beste Produkt in der Welt haben, wenn du aber keine Werbung dafür machst oder nicht genug Werbung, dann wird es niemand mitbekommen. Das heißt einfach, beim nächsten Mal, du arbeitest nächstes Mal einfach wieder weiter an deinem Produkt, musst aber gucken, dass du beim Marketing halt improvest, dass du was anders machst. Ja, dann reicht es halt einfach nicht. Oder vielleicht war es einfach der falsche Zeitpunkt. Timing ist auch wichtig manchmal. Okay. Yeah, German is really strange, that's true. Ja, also das ist halt, ich meine, ich musste das ja auch lernen, weißt du? Das ist so, du kannst halt was richtig Gutes haben, was auch gut ist für die Leute, aber was du halt machen musst, ist, du musst es so attraktiv und risk-free machen für die Leute und gleichzeitig einen Weg finden, dass sie es halt mitbekommen, weißt du? Und, und manchmal musst du dich auch fragen, okay, wer ist nun deine Zielgruppe und wie kannst du die erreichen mit den Sachen? Das klingt immer so einfach hingequatscht, aber das ist so, ja, stimmt halt. So ist es halt einfach. Chat is only by me or is the Wi-Fi really bad? Right now, you are the chatty. From what I see, is like we have 22 people on stream. So some people are maybe drawing. Who's drawing right now? Yes, stream is unstable. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's the old German copper cable connection. I'm sorry, folks, if the stream is cutting. I really don't know what I can do to change that. No, NH is drawing. Beer is drawing. Doom is not drawing. See, so some people are drawing. Hey, Daniels. Nice name, by the way. You're working. Welcome to the stream. Impro is drawing. Nice. But I love this space. I just joined. You're welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, OVN Tamil. Happy to have you. By the way, everyone who's watching on YouTube, you can also press the like button below. That would be awesome. So maybe we get a bit more traction next time. I appreciate you all. Holy shit, from where are all these people? Maybe, I don't know, maybe also Twitch. Twitch is also open. I don't really know. But I'm happy that everyone came. If anyone has questions, by the way, just drop it. Just let me know. Currently enjoying nice work time. Skipping, waiting for the end day. Are you at work still? So I have a question. Did anyone did the Spotify survey? And I would like, what was your most listened artist? Who's your favorite artist? My favorite artist. Well, I guess it's still Mobius. Probably will be Mobius. How about you? In German we say Macher. Does it look disgusting enough? I kind of like imagining it's like a flesh head with eyes. I think it needs more wrinkles. You under the 0.1 fans of this year? Sick. Sorry, just eating some nuts. Dinner yet. Do you think it's a good idea to copy my favorite manga artist? I really want to improve to the point where I can make a story in my mind come to life with a great art style. I think what you definitely can do is learn a lot about framing, pacing, flowing, especially when it comes to how to read a story. Because if you make manga or if you make a comic or anything that is kind of like sequential on one page, the readability of the page is really, really important. It's kind of like the most important thing. Also, like, there's this thing that you easily do in the beginning is to over panel, which means, hey Stanley, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. Hey Priscilla, the next big project is the Kickstarter. The book is already in the printing stage. We're really excited for it. And welcome to the stream. So when, again, back to your question, Doom. So when you study mangas or comics, the biggest problem is whenever you start with doing any type of story is how do you tell the story and how is the pacing of the story. So where is the story starting, where's the story ending? So for example, what I would advise you, and this is also what I teach, is starting with one pages. So try to tell a story in a one pager, right? So what's the beginning, what's the climax, what's the end? That is the best, that's the best thing that you can do when it comes to learning how to tell a story on one page, because that is really the hardest part for there. When you manage to do this, when you manage to tell the story in one page, you can stretch that over 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages. And then take a chapter of your favorite mangaka and look what is the story the mangaka is telling, and look on over how many pages are they telling it and how is the pacing. Because usually at the end of every page there is a flip panel, which means it's intended to make you exciting to flip the page. So it's either way like an open question, or it's a before action scene, or something that leads somewhere, because the mangaka wants you to constantly flowing and panel over the page. You know, you don't want anything that stops the readability and the flow of the page, if that makes sense. So to answer your question, and I feel like I elaborated that too much, yes, absolutely. And also when it comes to art style, of course, it kind of like makes your taste. Oh yes, it looks gross. Good. Then I did everything. Now imagining this to be like flesh color. Sorry for eating again. No dinner yet. Okay. Let's continue. So again, if anyone has questions or something, just drop it. Okay, I would kind of like to draw like full figure, but I think I have not enough space here. Okay. I have to draw a bit smaller here, so I can fit a full person here on the A4 size page. Is that visible? Yeah, okay. Thanks for being here, Mario. Have a good one. Thanks for stepping by. And enjoy your evening or day. I don't know what the time is in your area, but thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, and next video maybe comes out tomorrow. So I mostly edit biggest time. There's still a bit of edit for the next video, but I hope that maybe the next video comes tomorrow. Yeah, crazy work, flesh color. Hey, Marky. Thank you for the sub. Thanks for the sub and welcome to the stream. Happy to have you. How are you doing? How are you doing? I just need to be careful because I don't want to put my sweaty hand on the drawing here. And thank you so much for the Twitch follow. Thanks also for the Twitch follow. Appreciate it. So a bit of a forced perspective here. So it seems like we have a strong delay today. I'm really sorry for the delay in the stream latency. I don't know what's causing it. But at least for the people who watch the stream later, I think it's real time.